Okay, well, today's readings certainly lay a challenge before us. Love your enemies. Do not hate them. Pray for them. Clearly, God loves them too. We see the sun rise and set on them. And oh, don't feel so good about loving all those you do love who love you back. Nope, that simply is not good enough. Love your enemies. And oh, be perfect in this. Perfection is being held before us in how well we love even those we would rather hate. It could be that this passage feels more challenging than ever before. The amount of hate talk that is in our newsfeed is unprecedented, and today it is coming from places we'd never have expected. I have never myself felt so despondent when I hear what professed Christians are saying these days. On the other hand, the message Jesuit Greg Boyle, who works with gang members in LA, has been trying to communicate for years, is this very message of Jesus's. And that is pretty simply said that at the end of the day, we long to know there is no us and them, just us. And that the fundamental truth, as we hear in this gospel passage, is that God loves all. This is why I love those two principles of Greg Boyle's Homeboy Industries. They are: one, everyone is unshakably good, no exceptions, and two, we belong to each other, no exceptions. And while there are many who would take issue with these statements, as far as I can tell, when it comes to Jesus and his message, the one we heard today, this is perfect loving, as he is calling us to in this gospel. Be perfect in this as God is. Funny, years ago, when I read this passage, I would kind of think nothing of it. That is, I considered myself someone who loved everyone. I didn't see myself as having enemies. Maybe someone didn't like me, but I never dreamed people could simply hate me because of some group I was a part of. Talk about coming from a perspective of privilege. Clearly, I have lived in a bit of a bubble. Perhaps my Italian immigrant grandparents and my parents may have experienced some of that. I do remember hearing stories, but the closest thing I can personally recall is when moving into the South as a Catholic before the great Catholic migration in Atlanta back in the 70s. I certainly experienced some meanness from those who were taught to distrust or dislike us Catholics, but otherwise, I was sheltered from this kind of hatred. Today, though, people are being demonized. We have been divided, put into camps in every kind of way, in every aspect of our lives. Nothing, including our faith lives, have been untouched by this polarization. Everything has become politicized and used by political machines to continue to fuel such division. So when we read these passages today by Jesus and Martin Luther King Jr., and then prayed with them, it is hard to escape the challenge before us. Don't you just love the way Martin Luther King Jr. said it? Jesus wasn't playing. He was serious. Jesus realized just how difficult this command was. He realized that it's difficult to love those persons who seek to defeat you, those persons who say evil things about you. He realized that it was painfully hard, pressingly hard, but still, Jesus was not playing. You must love them anyways, and more so, show love anyways. This is the challenge. In the face of hate, we need to sow love. But how? There are a few examples that have occurred rather recently in our news feeds. Over the past few weeks, America has witnessed a number of tragic events, but we also witnessed two remarkable acts of forgiveness and love this past month. Erica Kirk forgave the man who killed her husband, and Latter-day Saints loved the family of the man who massacred their brothers and sisters. Perhaps you heard of their creating a fund and raising more than $300,000 for the family of the shooter. These examples of showing love and mercy gives me such hope that we are all capable of such acts of love. This is the kind of love that Jesus is calling us to. These were public occurrences, but I'm sure we can share our own personal examples of loving in this way. I hope we are willing to try. It is not easy, though. Martin Luther King reminds us of this as someone who experienced the pain and persecution and the hate that he did and his black brothers and sisters experienced. He realized how hard it was to love your enemies, but he understood that Jesus wasn't playing. Jesus was serious, and therefore we can't dismiss the message as just another example of some hyperbole or some sort of exaggeration. We actually have to do this. Today, so many need our support and our voices to stand with them, but also to show love. So, how do we do this with love? I do believe today we need more than ever to be in dialogue with everyone. My own pattern, I must confess, over the last decade has been one of avoidance, to avoid at all cost any conversations that are difficult, keep politics out of everything, keep the peace. And yet in Jesus's time and in Martin Luther King Jr.'s time, they certainly did not separate what it means to follow the call of God to love as God loves without showing love, even to those who hate us. Perhaps Greg Boyle's precepts are ones we should all try to live by. We need to believe that everybody is unshakably good at their core, with no exceptions, and that we always remember, always, that we all belong to God, and therefore we all belong to each other, no exceptions. There is no us versus them. There is, in fact, only us. So let us all strive to be this kind of perfect.